Greetings, this is Chandrasekhar Nene, expert on international affairs, coming to you via MahaMTB. Along with me is Mr. Yogesh Kumar, who is the videographer. We have been talking about Afghanistan for quite some time in multiple episodes. Today I want to talk about one particular item which is actually affecting Indians more than anything happening in Afghanistan, and that is of course nothing but COVID. What is the situation of Covid-19 in India now? It looks like India is among the top countries in the world to offer vaccination to its citizens. We have 1.4 billion citizens with us, and this is a huge number. Everybody agrees this is a huge number. But to administer vaccines to these citizens was a big challenge because of India's vast geographical space, and sometimes there are difficulties in reaching multiple areas in India. So despite of that, we have been able to vaccinate. This August has been a very particular month, and September is even better. We are vaccinating almost 7.5 million people, or jabs as they call, 7.5 million jabs per day. It's a huge number, it's a humongous number. Compared to this number, all other countries pale in comparison to what India is doing here. And for quite some time, India was being criticized by people outside India, people within India, for this Narendra Modi government for not doing enough to administer the vaccines. Earlier, the criticism had originated from Pfizer, which is the pharmaceutical company in the United States. They wanted to sell their vaccines into India on their terms. And what were their terms? Incidentally, a couple of months back, a newspaper in Paris has revealed what were the terms Pfizer signed with Brazil and Argentina. Brazil and Argentina both were states in South America. South American states are traditionally dependent on United States of America for technology, pharmacy and all other things. So they thought if Pfizer is not going to give us vaccine, then we are doomed. And Pfizer took advantage of this fear complex, and they imposed such conditions on those countries, which conditions became clear when somebody successfully hacked into the confidentiality agreement and the conditions came to light. Pfizer got indemnity for anything happening because of this vaccine. If the vaccine comes in and people get COVID, or the vaccine comes in, people get some other ailment, like in some cases in USA itself, there have been people who died because of thrombosis, because of clots in their blood after the vaccine. So in any such case, Pfizer has stipulated in the agreement, which has been signed on by Argentine and Brazilian governments, that there won't be any case on Pfizer against this. Pfizer is completely indemnified. In case there is going to be any court case, that court case will run in a secret court administered in the United States, not in their own country. And any expenses for these particular suits, the lawsuits, is going to be charged to the countries. Countries means Brazil and Argentina in this case, who are going to sign this agreement with Pfizer. So you pay for it, you keep your mouth shut, and no court in your country is able to even run this process of indemnifying. And to pay for these court cases, this is atrocious to the highest. To pay for these court cases, Pfizer stipulated that you have to put out on mortgage your sovereign assets. What are the sovereign assets? For example, Brazilian embassy in on American soil, Argentinian embassy in American soil. You put that on mortgage, so in case there is a problem, then you will sell that place, or Pfizer will take over that place, and they will run this case, and that case will anyway be run in a court in USA under full control of American systems, and Pfizer will get hopefully scot-free. Such atrocious conditions nobody signs. Pfizer offered the same conditions to India, Narendra Modi government, that if you want our vaccine, these are the conditions. Incidentally, the point was, India, the people who were at that time eligible to take vaccine, who were the right age group, were almost 100 crore people. 100 crore people. If those people are going to take vaccine, then that is into two. 200 crore is going to be the number of vaccines which Pfizer will be selling to India. A huge business, mouth-watering business for a company like Pfizer. But Pfizer was in the same mode that they are a multinational company. India is a third world country, it's a poor country. They are in need of our vaccine. That's what Pfizer thought. And they said that you have to sign on the dotted line. Narendra Modi government said, we are thinking over it. We are not in any hurry, because we had developed by then our own vaccines, and we have started administering those vaccines, Covishield and Covaxin. Covishield, as we know, has been manufactured in collaboration with AstraZeneca, but that's being manufactured in India with Serum Institute. Covaxin is manufactured by Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad. It's a totally indigenous effort with some American collaboration, and it is happening as we talk, and the numbers are increasing. So we are actually vaccinating our people using these vaccines. Later on, even Sputnik from Russia came in, but it's a very minute percentage of Sputnik which is being administered. Totally of all these big 7.5 million vaccines per day, most of them are Covishield and Covaxin. That we must bear in mind. So when this happened, then Pfizer realized that they are not going to get this atrocious claims across India. They are not going to get these clauses signed, and no agreement will exist between India and Pfizer. At that time, the media in America and the media in India, which has kind of forced or paid or lulled into kind of safety by American and foreign media, started blaming Modi government for not signing this agreement and subjecting all the Indian citizens to death of COVID and blah blah blah. Nothing of that sort happened. Pfizer and all its friends in USA had claimed that there will be crores dead in India because of this COVID epidemic. The actually piling of dead people was in Italy, was in USA, was in different other countries where the COVID struck, and those countries were in trouble. The G9 countries were in trouble, whereas India, we went through rough patches, but nothing like the sort they mentioned, and when they predicted the kind of disaster scenario, it never happened in India, because Indian government was wise enough, Indian government was geared up enough, and Indian people, I must congratulate all of us here who have actually followed the a majority of us followed the social distancing, followed the mask use and all the restrictions for COVID to keep us safe. We have one of the best rates of vaccination, we have the least rates of COVID deaths, and we are doing, compared to our population, we are doing excellent as far as COVID is concerned. People keep talking about the third wave. The mayor of Bombay actually came and said that third wave is already here. Then she realized she made some error. She took a U-turn, went back and said, no, I'm only saying that third wave is going to be here and all. We have to prepare for it, blah, blah, blah. Then there was another argument that because of COVID, Indian economy is going to crash. It did go down, but even World Bank and IMF have predicted that Indian economy has bounced back and it is growing. And as we talk, they have modified their growth percentage of our GDP to almost 9% or so, which is very high. 7 to 9% growth is what they have predicted for this country, which means we have managed this COVID epidemic. The pandemic of COVID has been managed very well by the Narendra Modi government, and the idea of destabilizing the government by using the Pfizer techniques and all these things has really fallen flat. We as Indian citizens must congratulate our government to have managed this whole COVID scenario in a better way. We also did one more thing which no other country has done so far. We have developed a DNA vaccine. A company in Ahmedabad, Zydus Cadila, has developed a DNA vaccine which is going to be administered soon to the people below 18 years, because the people who are below 18 years till now were not getting vaccinated. Now we are thinking about vaccinating those also, and this DNA vaccine is going to be given to them. So we are covering all our flanks. We are actually making sure that the COVID pandemic doesn't touch us, doesn't trouble us. What is happening in America, the most advanced country in this world? America, among the G9 countries, has the slowest rate of vaccination, has the slowest number of vaccinations being done in America, because today, only yesterday, Joe Biden, President of America, had to issue a kind of ultimatum, and he issued a kind of directive that everybody should get vaccinated in America. In fact, any company, private company which is employing more than 100 people will have to get everybody vaccinated, and there are 8 crore people which are going to be affected because of this. And immediately, because Joe Biden is a Democrat president, all the Republican governments in different states, 19 states in America have said that this kind of compulsion we will not accept. Two attorney generals of two different additional two states have also come out with a protest that they are not going to accept this kind of forced vaccination. Those who want to get vaccinated will get vaccinated, those who don't want will not get vaccinated. Joe Biden had to do this because he has got a big slap from the Afghanistan issue and his popularity is at an all-time low. He wanted to create some success or show that he is a tough person. Since he can't be tough on the external people, he wants to be tough on the American people themselves only. So he issued that directive. Look what has happened to that directive. Let us remember that our country, our government has administered the highest number of vaccines per day and they are still doing that. We are doing a great job. We must congratulate our government and we must realize the propaganda from the Western media is not what it sounds like. It is something very ghastly they are doing. Incidentally, when Dr. Peter Hotez from America, who is a dean in the Baylor School of Medicine in Houston, has gone on record saying that in India has done a great favor to the world by developing these vaccines and administering in such a large numbers. It's a great success story which unfortunately media is not printing. These are the words of Dr. Peter Hotez. I just leave you with this thought, and if you like this video, please share it with your friends and relations, and please subscribe to our channel. If you press the bell icon, then we will definitely get back to you with our new videos instantly. Please also give your comments on this particular episode. Thank you very much for watching.